This is Pauline Joseph from the Department of English, Assistant Professor, handling General English papers and Functional English papers. Good afternoon, students. Yes, we have started with the concept of drafting the resume with a cover letter. So that is one part of the interview skills, right? The next level, that is what we should do to prepare ourselves for the interview. What are the techniques, what are the characteristics, and why is this interview very important? Do you think that interview skills are really very important for us? Why? Why should it be very important? Because the first level we have seen drafting the resume with the cover letter. The second level is how should we prepare ourselves for interview? Do you think that preparing ourselves for this interview or having this interview skills is very important for us? Yeah, if it is yes, why? Why do you think it's important, and what are the concepts that goes in this concept called interview skills? What are those important things? Confidence. Good confidence. Greeting skills, communication skills, good. Or did you ever come across someone coming and sharing their experience with you regarding interviews? How it was or what went wrong? You must have had, right? Your elder siblings or your friends, maybe your parents also, sometimes they must have had this kind of an interview. Now, do you think interview is only meant for a job, or do you think interview is also meant for something else? What are the other aspects that goes with this interview? Because I have mentioned about friends, I mentioned about your parents. There is a difference. What is that? It's only for job purpose, or is it for anything else? Recall how you have walked into the campus of St. Joseph's. What has happened to you? Yeah? Yeah, we had an interview session, yeah, counseling. First you had the counseling, and then you had the interview with your parents, along with your parents. So interview is not only for job. Interview could be for promotion, it could be for seeking admission, interview could be for a selection of panel members. So various levels, right? So interview for us, be it young, old, be it a fresher like you, be it a professional like me, interview becomes a very important part of our life. So interview skills is what we are going to learn today, okay? So interview skills, it's also known as job interviews, okay? Now, did you ever realize what happens in an interview? Who is there? Is it a very formal thing or an informal aspect? It is formal. So if it's formal, who is involved and what goes into this formality? Yeah, the interviewee and the interviewer, that is the employee and the employer. Okay, and if you realize this, it is a formal kind of a interaction, but there is certain informality added to it. But basically it is a formal thing, structured, okay, and it is also very systematic. So interview itself is systematic, formal, and a structured, these are the aspects that goes into the interview part of it. It is also very complex process, students, because we try to extract or we try to get certain relevant information about a candidate. Okay, I don't know anything about you, but you are there to present yourself with all those relevant information. Of course, you have presented your relevant information in the form of a resume that you have drafted. That is only for the reading purpose, but you as a person are going to present your skills, your achievements, your goals, your career advancements that you want to have in terms of this job, is all that you are going to present it to the panelist here. So, it is very structured, systematic, complex, and a very defined kind of a thing to get the information about a particular candidate. And interview can happen in 3 different ways, that is for a job, for promotion, for seeking admission, and also for the selection panel. Okay. So, it is about the face-to-face conversation that we have. Do you think that any other aspect is added to this interview apart from face-to-face? Or do you think you must have come across several organizations, or you must have heard about it. Do you think all of them have the same pattern of interview? No. Why? Yes? Yeah, different organizations have different pattern of interviews. It could be 3 rounds of interview. It could be first round could be a written one, second round could be a screening one. Yeah, it could be an aptitude test. It could be a test of your personality in terms of group discussions. So, you have various methods attached to it. So, it could be face to face, it could be an online way of interviewing. So, you have teleconference or telephone interview, probably the first and the second round, and then you have a written round. So, Deloitte specially has about 4 to 5 rounds of interview. It is not an easy aspect. It is a difficult and a complex thing, and it also helps the organization to filter the students. That is, they want the best ones to get in. So, probably these methods, the different rounds are also there to filter the candidates. And don't ever get discouraged, students, in case if you are losing out on certain things, but these rounds of interviews will help you grow more confident. So, to become or to have a successful interview, there are 5 things that you have to keep in mind. What is that? Your confidence, self-confidence, your communication, your thorough knowledge about your subject, not only subject but also about general knowledge, the happenings around, and also your interview strategies that you are going to use, because it is very different from my strategy to what you are going to take up, or whatever you are going to show yourself, present yourself. Okay. And there are 5 aspects that goes in terms of characteristics of a interview, that is planning, your preparation, your two-way method, that is two-way interaction. It is not always that you are going to speak or only the panelists who are going to speak. It is they will ask you the questions and you need to answer to those questions. And then sometimes you will also be given case studies. So, how are you going to tackle those kind of questions? Sometimes you will have 10 questions coming at the same time. So, don't get jittered. Even if you are slow in answering, but see that you try to attempt answering all these questions. So, your preparation, your planning, your two-way conversation, okay, and your informality. It's like if they give you a chance to speak, don't think it's a public speech that you're giving and you go on and on. You try to talk that which is relevant and how much ever you could talk about it. So, please remember that interview skills or the job interview is a complex process, it is systematic, it is structured, and there are ways and methods of interviewing the candidates, that is online and offline mode, and the techniques and the characteristics that you are supposed to keep in mind while answering and while presenting yourself. Okay? Thank you so much.